This segment brought to you by Kansas Wheat. Learn more at rediscoverwheat.org.
Put together a plan. We've figured out how we're going to transition the business from the younger generation or the older generation to the younger generation. One of the things that happens with that is somebody's going to end up becoming a new boss. And so this topic applies to almost everybody. At some point, you may take on a new responsibility where you're going to be the new boss. You've got a new job. Either you've been hired internally or you came in from the outside, and there's some real challenges there. So I'll give you my own story. I graduated from Ohio State in 1979, and I got my master's degree there in 1981. Worked for Purina for a number of years. Then I decided to go back to school, became a Boilermaker, got my PhD at Purdue, and then I moved to the University of Idaho. I was on the faculty at the University of Idaho for almost 30 years. And this job came open at Ohio State, and they hired me. And I thought, well, I went to school there, my family's from there, I'll come back, sure. It's been awesome, but I will tell you it's not been without its challenges. So Ohio State has grown a lot in those years. Columbus, Ohio never was a sleepy little bird, but it's a big metropolitan city. And I'm thrown now into a department where I've got these 600 undergraduate students. I've got 120 employees that report to me, 40 faculty and 80 staff. We've got 11 farms. Wow, and I had been the dean of the College of Agriculture at the University of Idaho, and my department at Ohio State is about 3/4 of the size of the whole college that I was dean of out in Idaho. So I'm now the new boss. I thought, well, I teach business management, or I've done research in that area. Surely somebody's written a book on that. So I found this book, and I would highly recommend it to you. It was written by Michael Watkins, who's a professor at Harvard. And the title appealed to me. It says The First 90 Days. But he says that you have to hit the ground running, and we'll walk through some of his ideas here. And I found it great fodder for what I did starting at Ohio State. So he covers 10 areas to create momentum for success, and I have used every one of them, and I can say that they were very helpful. And whether you come up through the business and now you're thrown into the boss's role and you know all your friends and people that you used to be colleagues with and now you're the boss, I mean, there's challenges all around. So let's dive into this, and if you've got questions or comments along the way, I'm sure some of you have experienced some similar things here, or you maybe tried some things that might have worked for you. We could take those comments along the way as well. So the first thing that Dr. Watkins suggests is to prepare yourself. And I would not downplay this at all. So for me coming in, and particularly after coming back to Columbus, Ohio, after having been gone for almost 30 years, I really did have to prepare myself mentally. But I had to take a break from my old job because I was going to be jumping into something that was very different. I'm an ag economist. I know how those people think. I had never been in an animal sciences department. And so I helped run a meat lab. We have 2 dairies. We milk 200 cows. I mean, there's a lot of things that we're doing in this department that I never dealt with before. So I had to prepare myself as I was leaving that old job to look forward to this new job, and I had to really put myself in the position or take a mental break. And the point that he makes is that it might be the biggest pitfall coming into a new job. What has made you successful in the past, will it continue to make you successful? Maybe, maybe not. The new job may require a different skill set and or tactical ability to work with and manage people. So I'm a Boy Scout. I'm an Eagle Scout. Threw this in there because of the be prepared part of it. But the point that the author makes is that you need to prepare yourself for this new job. Some of the things that you did in the past may not be what you're doing in the future. You may need to think about that. And what are the things that I'm going to have to do to be successful in this new job?
KFRM is one of the largest farm radio stations in the nation, dedicated to informing and entertaining rural listeners from northern Oklahoma to southwestern Nebraska. You can catch KFRM in many ways. Of course, 550 on the AM dial, streaming at KFRM.com, or on your smartphone by going to the TuneIn Radio app, or on Ag AM in Kansas on Tuesdays and Facebook every day of the week. KFRM, tune us in. You'll be glad you did.